morning and welcome back to Just Say It, the English podcast for beginners. Today we're talking about daily routines. How to say what you do every day using the simple present. Listen, repeat, and let's make English part of your daily routine. Let's go. So, daily routines. Why start here? I mean, it sounds pretty simple, right? Talking about your day.
It does sound simple, but it's actually a fantastic starting point for getting comfortable with English conversation. Think about it. Everyone has a daily routine. It's universal.
Right. It's something you can immediately talk about with almost anyone, a real icebreaker.
Exactly. And mastering how to describe your day, well, it builds confidence really quickly. You're using fundamental grammar, the simple present, and really common words you hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about, making English a part of your life, not just something you study in a book. It helps you get started with those English conversations.
Yeah, I read somewhere it's really important that you can communicate about this. It's just foundational.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And practicing narrating your own day, even just in your head or quietly. It's a brilliant exercise for your speaking skills.
Okay, so it's practical, builds confidence, and uses core grammar. It sounds like a perfect place for beginners to focus.
Definitely. It lays the groundwork for describing other things too, like habits or telling simple stories about what happened yesterday or plans for tomorrow. It all connects.
Okay, let's talk about that core grammar then. You mentioned the simple present. That's the main tense we use for routines, right?
That's the one. Simple present is your go-to for things you do regularly, habits, routines, and also for facts that are always true.
Keep it simple for us. How does it work?
Right. So for positive statements, the main thing to remember is the subject. If the subject is he, she, or it's just one person or thing, you usually add an S or S to the end of the verb.
Okay.
It's like he sleeps early or she likes to sleep. See the is on sleeps and likes.
Got it. He sleeps, she likes. What about the others? Like I or we or they?
For I, you, we, and they, it's even easier. You just use the base form of the verb, no S.
Ah, okay. So I sleep early, not I sleep.
Exactly. I sleep early. We drive to work. You listen to podcasts. They start at 9. Just the basic verb.
That seems straightforward enough. Singular, he, she gets the S, plural with they, and I, you don't.
You've got it.
Okay, but what if I don't do something? How do I make it negative? Like, I don't drive, for example.
Good question. For negatives, you need help. You need the auxiliary verbs do or does plus not.
Auxiliary verbs, like helping verbs.
Exactly. They help make the negative form. So for I, you, we, they, you use do not, which we usually contract to don't.
Right, so I don't drive.
Perfect. I don't drive. We don't start late.
Yeah.
You don't like coffee.
And for he, she, it, is it don't too?
Nope. That's where does comes in. For he, she, it's, you use does not or the contraction doesn't.
Ah, okay. So back to your example. He doesn't sleep early, or she doesn't like to sleep.
Exactly. He doesn't drive. And here's the really important bit. When you use don't or doesn't, the main verb goes back to its base form. No S anymore.
Oh, right. So it's he doesn't drive, not he doesn't drives. The S is kind of used up by does.
That's a great way to think about it. The S sound moves to does. So he doesn't drive. The main verb stays simple.
Okay, negatives make sense. Now, how about asking questions about someone's routine? Like, do you wake up early?
Very similar logic. You use those same helping verbs, do and does, but you put them at the beginning of the sentence.
So do for...
Do for I, you,
Well,
Like your example, do you wake up early? Or do they take the bus? Do I need this?
Okay. And does for he, she, s.
You got it. Does he drive? Does she work here? Does it rain often?
And the main verb role, does it still apply?
Yes, absolutely. Just like in negatives, when you use do or does in a question, the main verb stays in its base form, no S.
So does he drive, not does he drive?
Perfect. The S is in does.
Okay, that covers most verbs. But what about the verb to be? I feel like that one's always a bit different.
Ah, yes, to be. It's special. It doesn't need do or does for negatives and questions. It does its own thing.
Right. So what are its forms in the simple present again?
For I, it's am. For he, she, it's is. And for you, we, they, it's are.
I am, he is, she is, it is, you are, we are, they are. Got it. And we use these for descriptions, right? Not just actions.
Exactly. For states, descriptions, identity. I am here. He is tired. They are early.
Okay. And negatives.
Super simple. Just add not after the verb to be. I am not here. Or contracted, I'm not here.
He is not here, or he isn't here, or he's not here.
We are not here, we aren't here, we're not here. Lots of options for the contraction there.
Right. And questions.
Just flip the subject and the verb to be, bring am, is, or are to the front.
So, am I here? Is he tired? Are they early?
Precisely. No do or does needed for to be. It handles itself.
Okay. Simple present structure, negatives, questions, and to be. That's the core. But sometimes just saying I drink coffee feels a bit flat. How do we add more detail about how often we do things?
Great point. That's where adverbs of frequency come in. They are super useful for making your routine descriptions sound more natural and, well, more informative.
Adverbs of frequency, like always and sometimes.
Exactly. Those are key examples. There's a whole range, really. Think of it like a scale from 100% of the time down to 0%.
Okay, break it down for us.
Sure. So at the top, 100%, you have always. I always brush my teeth.
Right.
Then maybe around 90%, you've got usually. I usually wake up at 7, slightly less often, maybe 80% normally or generally. I normally take the bus.
Okay, always, usually, normally.
Then often, around 70%, I often check my email first thing. Right in the middle, 50-50, is sometimes. I sometimes work from home.
Makes sense.
Going down, maybe 30% is occasionally. I occasionally skip breakfast. Then quite rare, maybe 5% is hardly ever or rarely. I hardly ever watch TV.
Hardly ever, rarely.
And finally, at 0%, you have never. I never drink soda.
Always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, occasionally, hardly ever, rarely, never. That's a useful scale. So, where do these words actually go in the sentence? I feel like I hear them in different places.
That's a common point of confusion.
Okay.
But there's a general rule and then a couple of important exceptions.
Okay, what's the general rule?
The general rule is the adverb of frequency goes before the main verb.
Before the main verb, like?
I always have lunch at home. Have is the main verb, always comes before it. I usually go to the gym on Mondays. Go is the main verb, usually comes before it. I normally go shopping on Sundays.
Okay, before the main verb. Always have, usually go, normally go. Got it. What are the exceptions?
The biggest exception is our friend, the verb to be. Remember, it's special.
Right, so it's different.
Yes. With to be, am, is are. The adverb of frequency comes after the verb.
After to be, example.
Judy is always late to work. See, is the verb always comes after. They're usually busy. I am never late.
Okay, so before main verbs, but after am, is, are. That's a key difference. Any other exceptions?
Well, sometimes and occasionally are a bit more flexible.
How so?
They can follow the main rule, so before the main verb, she sometimes drives. But they can also quite naturally go at the very beginning of the sentence. Sometimes she drives to school. Or even at the very end, she drives to school sometimes.
Okay. So sometimes and occasionally have more freedom. But the others, like always, usually, often, never, they stick more closely to the main rule.
Generally, yes. Putting always or never at the very beginning or end sounds a bit less common or maybe more emphatic. Sticking to before the main verb or after to be is the safest bet for most of them.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, we've got the grammar, we've got the frequency. Now let's get practical. Can you give us some essential phrases for talking about different parts of the day, starting with the morning?
Absolutely. Mornings are packed with routine actions. So you might say, I wake up at 7 a.m. or I get up at 7 a.m. They're slightly different. Wake up is when your eyes open. Get up is when you leave bed.
Good distinction. What else?
Then there's personal hygiene. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I have a shower or I take a shower. You can also have a bath. Then I get dressed.
Standard stuff. Breakfast.
Yep. I have breakfast.
Yeah.
Or I make breakfast. You could be more specific. I usually have toast for breakfast. I drink coffee with milk.
Okay. And getting ready to leave.
Things like I pack my bag. I put on my coat. And then actually leaving. I leave the house around 8 a.m.
And the commute. How do we talk about that?
You'd use verbs like drive, cycle, walk, or catch. I drive to work. I cycle to school. I walk to the office. I catch the bus to college. You can add times. I catch the bus at 8:15.
And talking about how long it takes.
You can say, it takes about 20 minutes to get there, or my commute takes 1 hour.
Okay, great start for the morning. What about daytime activities, like once you're actually at work or school?
Right? You can talk about your schedule. My class starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Or I work from Monday to Friday from 9 till 5. Till is a common way to say until. I'm usually at work until 5:30.
And specific tasks.
You might say, I plan my tasks for the day. I check my email, I check my phone for messages, maybe I do some photocopying, or I attend meetings.
And lunch. That's a key part of the day.
Definitely. I have lunch at 1 p.m. or I take a lunch break around noon. You could say what you eat. I usually cook something simple, or I eat a sandwich.
And then back to work.
Yeah. I continue my tasks in the afternoon, or maybe I take a short break around 3 p.m.
Okay, so the workday is covered. What about when the day winds down? Evening routines and maybe some leisure time.
Sure. First, getting home. I get home from work around 6 p.m., or I return to my apartment.
And then what? Chores? Family stuff?
Often, yeah. Things like I make dinner, or if you share, my flatmate and I take turns cooking. Then I wash the dishes, I do the housework, maybe more specific things like I sweep the floor or I tidy up a bit.
Lots of do and make there. Make dinner, do the housework.
Yes, those collocations are important. Also, family things. I feed the dog. I pick the kids up from school. I help my sister with her homework. I put the kids to bed around 8 p.m.
Okay. And personal time. Relaxation.
Crucial. I watch Netflix. I read a book. I listen to music. I sometimes phone my mom after dinner. Or maybe I go on Facebook, or I meditate, or I write in my journal.
And finally, getting ready for sleep.
Right. I put on my pajamas. I set the alarm clock. I turn off the lights. And then the act itself. I go to bed around 11 p.m. Or maybe I tend to go to bed late. And finally, I fall asleep.
That covers the daily cycle pretty well. But what about things we do regularly, but not every day, like hobbies or weekly chores?
Good point. We use the simple present for those too, often with frequency expressions. For example, I play tennis twice a week, or I go to the gym every other day.
Twice a week, every other day. Those tell us the frequency.
Exactly. Or you might specify the day. I normally do the housework on Saturday morning. I always watch my favorite TV program on Saturday evening. I often go shopping on Sundays. It shows a regular pattern, even if it's not daily.
Okay, we have the grammar, the phrases, the adverbs. Now, hearing how real people put this all together can be really helpful, can't it? Seeing it in action.
Oh, absolutely. Listening to or reading examples of different routines helps you see how these phrases flow naturally. It shows you that routines can vary a lot from person to person. But also, everyone has daily habits, and we can use this English we're learning to describe them clearly. It builds that mental library of how people actually talk.
So maybe let's look at just a couple of quick examples focusing on the language.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone working from home?
Okay, let's take maybe Natasha, the description. The description says she wakes up at 6:30, makes her bed, washes her face.
Right.
Simple, present, third person us.
Right. Prepares breakfast, plans tasks.
Yeah.
Works 9 to 5. It's all that simple present action.
Exactly. And then reads a book or writes in her journal, goes to bed by 10 p.m. It paints a clear picture using that core grammar.
Okay, and maybe someone with a more fixed schedule, like an office worker. Let's see. Amina. She takes the bus at 8 a.m., listens to English podcasts. Again, simple present.
Yes. Or Sarah, the nurse. She wakes up at 6 a.m., drinks water, walks, showers, eats breakfast. Her shift starts at 7:30 and ends at 3:30. It describes her regular, fixed routine perfectly.
And notice the adverbs sometimes. She usually eats oatmeal. It adds that layer of frequency.
Precisely. Even in unique schedules, like Emma the night nurse who wakes at 2 p.m. and works nights, the simple present is key to describing her regular, albeit inverted, routine.
So the core language is consistent across different lifestyles. That's really useful to see. But just listing actions can sound a bit robotic. How do we make our description flow better, like a story?
Great question. You need transition signals, or sequencing words. These little words guide the listener through the order of events.
Sequencing words? Like what?
The most common ones are first, then, next, after that, and finally.
Okay, first, then, next, after that, finally. How would that work in an example?
Let's use Natasha's morning again. You could say, first, I wake up at 6:30 a.m., then I brush my teeth and wash my face. Next, I do some light exercise. After that, I eat breakfast. Finally, I start my work at 9 a.m.
Ah, I see. That connects the steps smoothly. It tells a mini story.
Exactly. It makes your description much easier to follow and sound more organized.
And adding specific times probably helps too, right? Instead of just I wake up saying I wake up at 7 a.m.
Definitely. Including time expressions makes you sound more precise, more natural, and more confident too.
So what are the key prepositions for time?
The main one for specific clock times is at 7:30 a.m., at noon, at midnight.
Okay, at for times. What about general periods of the day?
For those used in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, No, we usually say at night, though.
Right, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. Got it. And linking activities.
You can use before and after. After lunch, I take a walk. I read before bed. It helps show the sequence relative to other activities.
So combining sequencing words and time expressions really levels up your description.
It really does. It moves from just listing facts to telling a clear and engaging story about your day.
Okay, this has been incredibly practical. Now it's time for everyone listening to put this into practice. This is your turn.
Yes. And a really effective way to do this is the narrate your day exercise.
Narrate your day. How does that work?
It's simple, really. At the end of each day, just take a few minutes to think about what you did. Then try to explain it out loud using these simple present sentences, sequencing words and time expressions we've talked about.
Like talking to yourself about your day.
Exactly. Or you could write it down first, maybe just a short paragraph. First, I woke up at, then I had, after work, just recounting your experiences in simple, clear English.
Even if it feels basic at first, doing it regularly must build fluency.
Absolutely. Consistency is key. Even 5 minutes a day makes a huge difference to your confidence and your ability to recall the right words.
So let's prompt everyone listening right now. Think about your routine. How do you start your day? What's the very first thing you do?
And what activities do you usually include in your daily schedule? What does your typical afternoon look like?
And how do you relax or unwind after a busy day? What's your evening routine?
Thinking through these questions helps you activate the vocabulary and grammar.
And maybe take it one step further.
Yeah, you could try describing the routine of someone you know well. Your partner, your friend, a family member, maybe a coworker.
That forces you to use he or she, so you practice that is ending on the verbs.
Exactly. It expands your practice. And remember, just listening to content like this, hearing descriptions of routines, helps your listening skills too. It all ties together. Listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar.
Well done. Now you can describe your day in English from waking up to going to bed. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and tell us in the comments what's the first thing you do every morning. We'll see you next time on Just Say It.